Okay, so changing the approach. I know it's a little dark out here. I had 4 different colors of white. This one's actually satin white. The other 3 were various levels of yellowing in them. I sprayed them onto a board. Compared them to the existing finish. None of them were really that awesome. But just to try the one I thought was quote unquote best, I sprayed this bottom half with that, and it was just too much of a dramatic change between that and what I had, and I kind of knew it was going to be like that. So I had it all taped off, etc. So then I said, well, I got enough white, I got enough clear. I'm going to paint the whole dang guitar because I got it taped off and ready to do that. Taped off the neck and the headstock. And I'm just going to spray the whole thing white and the whole thing clear and kind of start over with it. I had it sitting like this, and I sprayed the top and the sides, and up in here by the neck and in the cutaway. But as I moved my way further up the guitar, I sort of sprayed less and less because I needed to cover this part that where the overspray was, or where the patching was. And then I decided to look at the guitar, and because one of my thoughts was maybe I'll be able to respray the sides and the top white, put a bunch of clear on it, and then age it with a UV light. And that's what I'm going to try. So this is going to take weeks or months. But from here up, I didn't spray any of this new white. And the entire back, I didn't spray. Now, just because I got antsy, I honestly left. The top is not perfect. It's got some of this kind of stuff in it. Look, I can already touch this. This stuff dries so fast. And I don't care. I mean, this guitar, I wasn't planning ever to have it be showroom perfect. And I'm not going to quote unquote relic it, but I kind of am in the fact that I'm going to age the finish. And there is some imperfections. We'll just call them imperfections in the top and the sides and the back. I mean, the back, if this works, I mean, the back is still got, all this aging. There's a little bit of red right here from probably sitting inside a red case. The finish is a little screwy right there. And so, I want it to look like the 15-year-old guitar that it is. So that's going to be the approach. I'm going to spray a little more white on here probably tomorrow, or at least look at it in daylight. And then I'm going to start going with clear coat just on the area that I've sprayed here. I'm going to mostly leave that alone up there. And then I'm going to try to age it with some UV light and or some sun and whatever. And I'm not planning on playing this guitar for a while, so I've got time to try it. So the other thing I am doing with this is with both, when I tried the other white and this one, is I do have a pot of hot water that I heat up, not quite to around boiling. I set the can in here, shake it up, and so it's very liquid, or it helps it flow better. And I don't know if that's actually helping me or not. I do know that the paint's going on real nice, so I assume that's helping. So that's a good tip I learned. So, okay, here's my clear, heating it up, and let's take a look at the guitar here. So, over the course of 2 days, I sprayed white, and I already talked about how I decided to just do this flat white. And so that's all on the sides and the top, but the back is the original faded, as well as the neck and the headstock, etc. So just the sides and the top are white. And the difference right now, of course, is pretty dramatic. There's the white, there's the faded white. But what I'm going to attempt to do is, after I'm kind of done with the body, is to fade it myself. So this has got about 4 coats of clear, just an initial pass, and then another one, and then I think the last 2 were a little sort of wetter. You can see some orange peeling and stuff, that's fine. And I'm going to lay down 2 or 3 more coats now. It's 54 degrees out. It's usually colder than this. It's 54. It's November 10th. And I think this is pretty much my last day that I'm going to have a chance to do this, because after today the temperature is going to drop. But I just wanted to show that this fade between the body and the neck sort of works. So yeah, with some sunlight and some UV light, and I don't know if it's going to take weeks or months, I'm going to try to get the rest of this brand new white to match the rest of the body. That's the plan for now. If I were to do it over again, I probably would have taken a little more time. Here's one right here. See that mark in the body? That was there before. It'll be pseudo-relic only from the fact that, it's a 15-year-old guitar, and I want it to look like it did before, where, like for example up here, there's a little bit of, I don't know if it comes across in the camera, but up here along this edge, there's actually a little bit of redness that was absorbed by the original finish. It's just, for a nitro guitar, it's impossible to keep it bright white like this. And so anyways, I'm going to go ahead and spray that other coat, or a couple coats, and then let this thing sit for a few weeks, and then wet sand it and polish it. And I'm actually pretty happy with the way it looks right now. So okay, I just wanted to get a shot there. That's the clear I'm using. I got 3 cans of it. Didn't know how much I would need. I didn't know if I was going to wind up having to do the whole guitar or not. 3 cans would have been enough to do the whole guitar for sure. This is, I may finish that today. So 1 can on all of this. So that's it. I got that first coat on today, and sort of a drier coat, and now my hope is to get 3 more on and let it hang inside again. I'm contemplating, when I get done with this coat, whether or not to take it inside and let it dry in there or not. It's 54 out. It's noticeably, when I was spraying 2 days ago, and it was in the 60s. We keep it like 69 in the house. It was in the mid 60s. It was nice. I'm not sure if I should leave the guitar out here in between coats of clear or not. We'll see. It's been 2 weeks to the day. I started with some 800, went to 1,000, went to 1,500, went to 2,000, then actually wound up going back all the way to 1,000 in a few parts, back up to 15, 2,000, got it, and then just did 3,000. 3,000 is what's still on the edges here, and 3,000 gets it to, it's actually smoother than the back. 3,000 gets it to about where the actual finish, natural finish on the back and the neck feels. So the top right now with the, I had that and I had this. I had another scratch remover that's really old. I threw that out, but I guess I'm going to use this turtle wax and polish it. You can see, like, there's that, where is it in the light here? There's one blemish. I kind of left that in there. I filled it and then with sand and fill it in sand and fill it in sand, and it just, whatever, it's still in there. I might wind up actually digging that out. Well, I'm definitely going to leave it during my sanding. I wound up chipping this a little bit, but that'll go under a knob. Anyways, yeah, I'm just going to polish this thing up using that rubbing compound now that it's all sanded. I've been at it for a couple albums. I'm about to finish up my third album and listen to Queen albums. And I guess, after I get done polishing this today, maybe I'll reassemble it, because I think I want to do that aging, with all the parts on it and stuff. I'm actually going to have the pick guard. I'm going to install that pick guard, and I'll use that. I'll take that pick guard off after whatever, a couple days or whatever. I'll keep peeking underneath the pick guard to see how much of the yellowing actually takes place. You can see here, I had these cavities taped off, so it has the original markings from Gibson in there. The neck was awfully gluey from that tape, but a bunch of the lemon oil that I normally use was able to clean it up again, no problem. So anyways, that's where we're at right now with the Les Paul, and it's exactly 2 weeks after I sprayed it, the clear coat, and it sure seems cured and everything to me. So that's it. Okay, picking up where I left off just a couple of hours ago. Let's see, how long have I been working on this guitar? Half of Day at the Races, all of News of the World, all of Jazz, all of The Game, just finished Hot Space, and now started The Works. So however long that takes, listening to the Queen albums while I work on this. I did have dinner, and started sanding this Les Paul, got out the rubbing compound, and decided to assemble it, because I'm going to age it with that reptile lamp and the sun with all the parts on. Put the pick guard on, and we'll see how much it changes underneath that. Anyways, so here it is. It looks better when you start putting hardware on it. And it's looking good. Let's see if the camera can pick up. So obviously it's all new white paint here and on the edge, and again the back is more of a cream colored, and it's not anywhere near as polished. I need to do my soldering next, so I got my soldering gun heating up. Thought I would get something to drink quick and shoot a little update video. What I never really noticed before, since I've polished my paint actually more than the original paint job. The original paint job is actually all dimply like that. It's almost like it's got an orange peel. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Anyways, got the wires run, got all the hardware, a lot of the hardware on again. Let's see here, we're going to flip from the cream over to the white. At least it's a uniform color though. The way it was before, where the guy had roughed up the entire top from here up, and then back here was about as white as this. So it just didn't look that great. So anyways, I might get this thing all wired up and be able to make some sound yet tonight. That's the plan. So here it is, what I'd like to do, what I don't know is how much you're going to be able to see the difference between what I'm going to call the faded white, maybe I'll call it the yellowed white, and then what I sprayed. I'll try to get that to come across in the video. Let me start here. I didn't ultimately wind up spraying any of the headstock or the neck or the back of the body, right? I laid it on its back out there in the garage and just spray the top and the sides. And what really turned out excellent was this area where the two meet. Here's a hard line, right, along the edge. And let me just zoom in there. Right? I don't know how well that's showing up. Right here, I faded them together, just with the can, with the white paint, right about here where the heel is, and sprayed the rest of it. There is a little bit that got rubbed, wore off somehow or other when I was doing some sanding, but it does have some age to it. It does have this nick that was in the body. Still there. I filled it a number of times, and at one point what happened is the paint came in and I looked at the calendar, I looked at the paint, and I knew what had to be done, and I decided to just go for it and just start spraying because I was running out of time, being in Wisconsin and winter coming. So I just think this turned out excellent. After I sprayed it, I went through those different levels of sanding. I think 800, 1000, 1500, 2000, and then 3000. By the time I got to 3000, it was really feeling good. And then I used the rubbing compound. And again, this is that nitro paint, nitrocellulose paint. I've got the two cans here. I used this white satin. I still have some left, quite a bit left. This was my number one. I had 4 different cans. I decided to go with the white and just spray at that. And then the clear, I used an entire can of clear on it. I used this gloss. So it just turned out fabulous. I'm looking forward to at some point doing another guitar with these with this same paint. I think it turned out incredible for considering I used a paint can, spray can. So what I'm going to be doing now is trying to age or trying to yellow it now, so it's in the same vicinity as that as the back of the neck. And I've got this here. I bought this off of Amazon. I don't remember the price, but this is UVA and UVB. this will work, so we're going to find out. And I don't know how long it's going to take, if it's going to take a couple of nights or a couple of weeks or whatever, but I wanted to get this video here at this mark in the journey before I started trying to yellow it. It's not anywhere near as glaring as it was before. Let's just turn this thing on. And just so you know, it sounds the same as it did before. I didn't even check to see if it was in tune. It's pretty close right now. So a little out. But got the wiring all done. I did get hung up a little bit on it. I took pictures and everything of the wiring, and I still messed it up when I was putting it back together. But I got that cleared up just fine. But man, what a great guitar. So we will start that yellowing process now with this light and see how it goes. So look for that in another video. All right, take care.